Hi there Cancers, I'm Ellie Rose and welcome to my channel. This is your Love Tarot reading for October 29th to the 5th of November. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Take it in if it resonates, don't if it doesn't. Let's see what we got for our Cancers. We've got the Two of Wands, along with the Star. And on our other side, Four of Swords and Strength. So here we've got two people, can be fire or Aquarius on this side, Leo or air on this side. We've got somebody here in the star side that is very much focused on what they want. They can see that this connection is, you know, it's going to stand the test of time, or at least they're going to try and make it stand the test of time. So with these two cards together, it's like, when you wish upon a star, it's like knowing that what you want will manifest at some point and just kind of putting it out there. Just putting it out to the universe. This is what I want. I'm just going to sit here. I'm going to do my lessons. I'm going to, you know, be spiritual. I'm going to go within. I'm going to do all that stuff. But I know that it's going to come in at one point. I know. It's like, you know because you know. And nobody else can tell you otherwise. And a lot of people might say that that's kind of like wishful thinking, or, you know, being hopelessly in love, like these kind of things. But I don't think that that's necessarily a bad thing, because, you know, if you stop thinking that, then potentially what happens is, you know, it all just falls in and you think, well, what was it all about then? You know, if I try and give up, what was it all about? What was the point? You know, why did it feel so profound? So yeah, this is okay. It's kind of just like, you know, you just putting your wish out and knowing that at some point it will come back, being very patient about it, but also keeping your eyes on the prize. And it's a future prize, like, you know that it's not going to happen immediately. And, you know, while you would like it to happen soon, you know, you're like, I'm willing to wait. You know, this is worth my waiting. So yeah, and then on the other side we've got somebody that is very much in a period of healing. They're learning about their inner strength. They're learning about how they can go about themselves in the world. They're learning about who they are and how they can bring that to a connection. So I feel like these two people are definitely not together right now. There's a separation. There's, you know, obviously distance with the Star and the Two of Wands, and then this person here is very much solo at the moment. So they are trying to learn their lessons, doing their meditation, trying to just figure out who they are, how they can, you know, react to the world, and what they have to learn through all of this. There's definitely a lot of learning and a lot of healing going on for this person. So let's see, what feelings have we got to the connection? Let's start with this person in the Strength card. What feelings they've got towards the connection? Okay. So this person feels like this is a connection that can be celebrated. Makes them feel like very jubilant, very kind of like, you know, they wanna dance around and like have a good time. It's like something that is very uplifting. So they also feel like it would be a lot of hard work to do. So despite the fact that it makes them feel very joyful and uplifted, they know that they would have to put quite a lot of work into this connection for whatever reason, and that will be different for each of you. Like, there'll be some sort of issue, like whether it's, you know, a difference of like culture or distance, or, you know, pre-existing like responsibilities, like, you know, maybe they're already married, they have a family, or like, you know, whatever it is, it's like, in order to get past that, there needs to be a lot of work put in. So because of that, they're feeling like maybe at the moment this is not the right time, because the Four of Swords and the Eight of Pentacles are very different. Like, the Four of Swords is like, you know, I've got the time to rest and recuperate, I need to learn my lessons, I need to meditate, I need to heal. Whereas the Eight of Pentacles is like, right, let's do this, let's work on this, let's move on up together. And so they do feel like that, but it's just not the place that they're in right now. So let's see this person here. What feelings have they got towards the connection? The Magician, what feelings have they got towards the connection? The Magician and the High Priestess, 1 and 2. 1, 2, 2, yeah. This person is feeling like this connection opened up a world of different kind of thinking for them. It maybe caused them to have some sort of like spiritual awakening, or even some sort of like crisis, like some identity crisis, where it's like, wow, everything that I once knew is now changed. So because of that, they're feeling like they can manifest anything now. And that's probably where this kind of like patient hopefulness in the star and the Two of Wands is coming from. Like definitely getting the energy of somebody that knows exactly what this is and knows exactly what they have to do to make it happen, and they're okay to do that. It's nice. This is good. This is very good. Like this is the kind of energy that will like speed up reunion if it's going to happen, you know. Like if you guys are going to get back together, then this kind of energy, this like knowing what you know, being patient about it, but also like learning your lessons, you know, doing your kind of spiritual business, and like just like being yourself and being like, it's gonna happen, but for now I'm just gonna kind of sit back and do me. So yeah, that's good. Perfect energy to be in. So, oh wow, that just jumped out. I hadn't even asked the question, although I did think it. Subconscious blocks. Ace of Swords. What other subconscious blocks? Take that one. And the Hanged Man in reverse. Interesting. The subconscious blocks for this person are that in seeing this new reality, like this connection that made them kind of perhaps have some sort of like spiritual awakening, or just to learn some stuff about themselves and you know, the deeper structure of the world, has caused them to go within to the point where perhaps they might have like shut themselves off from other options a little bit. So in this kind of like energy of, you know, well, I want what I want and I'm prepared to wait for it, perhaps that might be a little bit like blinkered, and that in that you're not seeing, if this is you, you're not seeing the full truth of everything, and you're kind of like shutting yourself off a little bit from people. Perhaps you might have some other options. I know that sounds like, you know, well, you want this connection, you don't want a different connection, but maybe there might be some sort of like extra karmic lessons that you need to learn beforehand with somebody else. And if not in a romantic context, then with friends, different job, different, you know, environment, just something like, try not to stay too like focused on the connection at the expense of everything else, because that will cause this like tunnel vision. It's like, you know, well, that's all that I want, so I'm only gonna focus on that, and then everything else outside of it kind of like falls away, and that's not gonna help, because then when you eventually do come together, that person will be like, hey, what have you been up to? And you're gonna be like, waiting for you. So it's not gonna, you know, as much as I have just said that's a really good energy to be in, like I know what I know and I'm gonna wait and I'm positive about it, rather than kind of being like, no, you know, shouldn't I, like that doesn't help, obviously. So it's a better energy to be in this positive thinking and this like positive mindset, and to be seeing the reality of it all, but not at the expense of everything else. So you need to like take it with the rest of your life, if this makes sense. I hope this is making sense. So let's see about this person on this side. What subconscious blocks? Justice, what subconscious blocks? And the Ten of Cups in reverse. This person feels like they don't deserve to have a happy ending for some reason. They feel like, probably to do with past relationships, they might have had some past relationship that went tits up, and they were just like left feeling brokenhearted and then feeling like jaded about it all, like, you know, all relationships end up like that, and you know, and then they've had this negative belief implanted into them that all relationships end up like that. So because of that, that's why they're having to take this time away to heal. That's why they think the relationship takes a lot of work, despite the fact that it makes them feel very joyful and uplifted. So that is their block that they need to get over. They can't really do it with you, unfortunately. I think that they have to do it by themselves, because the Four of Swords, Strength card, Eight of Pentacles, these are all very like solo energies. They can't, these two people can't do their healing together, they have to do their healing apart. It's like part of the journey. So let's see what advice, oh, okay, fine. Seven of Pentacles, Three of Wands, King of Swords, the Empress. Interesting that the Three of Wands, I was thinking that would come out. Three of Wands after the Two of Wands, it's come out on this side. So for this person, probably having the same, like similar issues as this person, it's like this fear that this won't come into something. But it's obviously like, it's like a different flavour of fear. So like for this person, it's like, you know, they want it, and they want it at the expense of everything else. For this person, they're scared that they're not going to get the happy ending, or that they don't deserve the happy ending. And so because of that, they're like pulling away from it. But the advice is to kind of be patient with themselves. Be patient with themselves that I mean, this is almost like, I feel like this is almost this should be, the energies are like split here. So if this is the case, it would be for this person, it would be that, you know, while you're being patient, tend to your crops, because your ships will come in, your love will come home. It just needs to have a little bit of maturing. It's like that expression, a watched pot never boils. So if you are constantly, like, say if you're making a cup of tea and you're like sitting there, like, it seems to take a lot longer, right? Whereas if you put the kettle on and you go off and you do something, before you know it, it's boiled and it's done. And that's what I think the advice is here. It's like, busy yourself, get on with something, and then the time will go faster. And then for this person, it's like, try to do what makes you feel good and not worry about the outcome, because, you know, yeah, sure, it might end up in a reverse Ten of Cups, you know, sure, you know, it might all go wrong, but that doesn't mean that that's what you deserve. That's just life, that's just what happens, and you can't control it with your mind, like so you have to just follow what feels good, and obviously this connection feels good. So yeah, if you can kind of just like let loose a little bit, if you're the person in this side, just make like the Empress, you know, what makes you feel good, just follow that, follow your bliss. It's one of my favourite sayings, follow your bliss. Obviously don't follow it down to like unhealthy paths, but like at the end of the day, you've got to do what makes you happy, because constantly trying to protect yourself is not going to end up in a Ten of Cups either. So yeah, that is your reading, guys. I hope that it resonated. I would love to hear about your individual situations in the comments. Let me know, and don't forget to subscribe. See you next week.